Do you want to scale walls? Fight off hordes of enemies? Ride in a cool robo-spider? Mine? Sideways? Wallworld allows you to do just that. Fight off the hordes of Zyrex in this roguelite tower defense game. Hello you glorious gamers, and welcome to my review of Wallworld. Not exactly what I had in mind, but I'll take it. Wallworld is developed by Alloy Premium. These are the people behind the game Necrosmiths. Wallworld is fun and frustrating in equal measure. Fun because I genuinely enjoy the game. Frustrating because, well, it is a roguelite. Let me just start by mentioning the differences between roguelites and roguelikes. Roguelites feature some sort of permanent improvement between each run, while roguelikes start you over from scratch. And Wallworld will fall into the category of roguelite. Now let's dive in. As a roguelite, Wallworld isn't heavy on the story, especially in the beginning. You are given a brief introduction and are left to start the game. However, the whole premise of the game leaves you with questions, driving you forward to try a new run each time. What are the origins of the Zyrex and the wall? Is it really infinite? Are grandfather's words about an edge to the wall true? Why is the world the way it is? Along the wall, you can discover pockets where people have left messages, adding to the lore, or just creating more questions. That's all I'll say about the story. I can't spoil everything. The mysteries are part of the reason why you would want to play this game after all. I'll just say it was enough to keep me going. Now, onto the meat of any game, the gameplay. Wallworld is a roguelite mining tower defense game. Let's start with the roguelite part. You have runs, where essentially you go out into the world to gather resources and try to survive as long as you can, until you lose. This happens when your base, the robo-spider, is destroyed. You are jettisoned back to the workshop to start again. You can purchase upgrades during the run using the resources you get from the wall, upgrading the exosuit, machine gun, robo-spider, and any equipment you happen to find on that run. These upgrades are not permanent, however. When your run ends, you will have to buy these basic upgrades again, each and every time. Most of the resources you mine are for these upgrades. There is another resource, however. For every block you mine, you get some of it. You get more for tougher blocks. This resource is permanent. After every run, you are taken to a workshop where... Let's take that in stride. In this workshop, you buy permanent upgrades for your robo-spider, increasing things like its health and movement speed. You can also find schematics during each run that unlock more permanent upgrades. You still need to buy them though. As for the mining, well, you find these slightly broken sections along the wall, which your robo-spider attaches to. You then start mining away with your plasma gun. This is where you can harvest the resources you need for upgrades. Just like there are a variety of biomes, there are a variety of mines. Some require you to upgrade your mining gun to make any sort of decent progress. Different types of mines give you different types of resources. As tempting as it is, don't rush out of the beginning area before you get the resources you need from it. Otherwise, you might just have resources for later upgrades, but lack the resources for the first few, cutting you off from them. For tower defense, well, this game is a bit different, as your tower can move. When you are attached to a mine, your robo-spider can't move, but it's relatively painless to just detach. Routinely, you are attacked by increasingly difficult waves of enemies. You will need to upgrade your speed if you want to avoid some shots. Look at it go! And trust me, you will need to move fast during certain parts. As for the countdown at the top of the screen, let's just leave that as a surprise. Good or bad, you can find out. You can find equipment such as mines, turrets, or even different guns in the mines, giving you a wide variety to defend yourself with, as long as you explore properly. Sometimes though, RNG is not with you. There are 3 bars at the bottom left of the screen. The green bar represents your robo-spider's health. The purple bar indicates how long you have left before you are attacked by the Zyrex. The blue bar represents your force field, when you discover it. I found it relatively late, so I was scratching my head trying to figure it out for a while. The force field also recharges between each attack. While you are crossing the cloudy border between biomes, you usually will get attacked, even if your radar isn't full. Probably as a way to prevent you from rushing to a new biome before you're ready. I'm quite fond of the game's pixel-like art style. It's quite beautiful, especially the backdrop of the different biomes. I do, however, find a certain enemy's design quite boring. Trust me, You will know the enemy when you see it, but that is just a nitpick. The animations are smooth and my gripes are minor. I'm not an artist, so all I can say is, I like how it looks. The soundtrack is inoffensive. I like the game's main theme. You might too. You have been listening to it this entire video after all. The sound each block makes when you break it is very satisfying. That's about it. Nothing really stood out to me, for better or worse. I am indifferent to it. The most I can say is that it at least meshes seamlessly with the game and isn't grating, which I guess is a positive. It runs well out the gate on the Steam Deck. Capped at 40 frames, on a full charge you get over 6 hours of playtime? Is that right? Wow. That is not to say there couldn't be improvements, however. The screen resolution is set to 1280 by 720. There is no option for the Steam Deck's 1280 by 800, which is unfortunate when playing a vertical orientated game. Also, the text could be a bit larger. There is also the fact that my save does not carry over to my Steam Deck. I had to start a new save, but wallworld does say it supports cloud saves, so it will probably be fixed at some point, hopefully. Lastly, there are the controls. I am a gamepad man myself. I rarely use the mouse and keyboard, however, this is one of the few times that I do, as I kept losing track of the aiming reticule when I used the gamepad. Essentially, it runs well with surprising battery life on the Steam Deck, featuring gripes that will most likely be fixed. Now, we will discuss what I liked and disliked. Negative first. Yeah, these are mostly just nitpicks that will probably get patched. The first nitpick is that you can't seamlessly switch between mining beam and the suction mode. You have to release the button or trigger in order to start the other mode. Secondly, was a bit of a glitch that kept happening. The camera did not always zoom out into the battle perspective when you are attacked straight after you finish a wave. So you have to deal with the limited view. Also, it lags when changing biomes, every time. Lastly, the game crashed, but only once. So those are my nitpicks, ranging from small to irritating. Now, onto what I liked. What I liked was the game. While this is true, let's talk about aspects I liked, such as how I didn't experience true frustration playing the game, since I knew that no matter how bad the run was going, I was still making progress to a new permanent upgrade that will improve the next run. I also found the whole premise of the world just novel. I should probably cut it off there. Overall, I enjoyed my time with wallworld and will most likely come back to it. It's fun, novel, and mysterious, which all make for an excellent hook to the game. So, do I recommend it? I will say yes. While not groundbreaking, it still has novel aspects that differentiate it from the crowd. If this type of game is your thing, I can quite confidently say it is worth giving a go, especially since the price won't break your bank. If you are still around and found this video helpful, entertaining, or just good, please consider liking and subscribing. It will really help me out. Thank you for watching.